So I've just had the call from the child social worker that the adoption order has gone through today in court, and there's so many emotions, to be honest, surrounding it. On one side, I am pleased for this child that there's an outcome, in the sense, I don't mean it didn't matter what the outcome was, but this child has been in foster care for a really long time, most of their life, and I'm so pleased that there's a decision and they can move to wherever they're going to be. They're not going to stay with me forever, and decisions need to be made. So I'm pleased that we finally got a decision on it. But of course, I mean, adoption is born from loss, and both the child this is something that they will carry for all their life. It is a big part of what will make them who they are as a person, that they have gone through this, and my heart breaks a little bit for them. My heart also breaks for the parents. There's many reasons why children come into foster care and why eventually the decision is adoption, and for this, with this, I think that it's the right decision. We can't keep holding off hoping that parents can get their lives together. This child needs to be somewhere safe and secure, and yeah, overall, yeah, it's not that it matters whether I'm happy with the decision or not, but I think it was the right decision for the situation. So we'll just wait and see how we go from here. The social worker did say that they've got, I think things potentially will move quite quickly. They've got a matching meeting. I've already seen the family finder. They came round to the house a couple of weeks ago to get to know the child a little bit, and I sent some photos and things so that they could start the process of matching them with potential adopters. Obviously we didn't know that the order was going to come through, but they just sort of do it alongside so that when we do get the order, things can start moving. So I think they've got a meeting this week, maybe in 2 days' time, to look at potential adopters for this child and hold this matching meeting and see who they're going to match. I've just spoken to the child social worker. They just phoned me, and what are we? 2 days. It's 2 days after I just spoke to you and we had the court ruling, and they've just had that matching meeting, and an adopter has been found. They've been matched, which I'm so pleased about. It does make me quite emotional. I was got a bit emotional on the phone to the social worker, for so many different reasons. It's emotional. They want to come round next week to meet me, not the child. Come round to the house and meet me, with the adopter and their social worker are going to come round. So that's happening next week, and the social worker seemed to think that if everything goes to plan, because obviously these adopters have to go to panel, like the matching panel, and that there's a bit of a process that they have to go through. If all goes to plan, we're looking at 2 months' time for the bridging and everything to be completed. It's crazy to think that this little person won't be here anymore. Don't get me wrong, I'll enjoy the peace and quiet a bit, but it's just, I'm so happy that they're going off somewhere to a loving, happy home. We are 6 weeks later now. The adopter, or the potential adopter I should say, came round the following week with the family finder and their social worker, the adopter's social worker, and we just had, maybe it was like an hour and a half, I was going to call it a meeting, but it was more of just a chat really. The adopter obviously had lots of questions, which obviously I answered, and we just talked about the child basically and their routine and sort of like developmentally and just anything kind of about the child, about like what toys they maybe have that are going with them. They've just so much. That all went really, really well. And then things just kind of just quietened off, to be honest, for a few weeks, and nothing really happened. It's just now starting. I just got an email off my social worker, and then I looked in my diary and it's starting to turn quite purple. I have different colours for different children, and this child colour is purple. My diary is starting to look quite purple. We have had final contact with their family, which, I mean, the age of the child and sort of like developmentally and whatever, whether there's any, I don't think any sort of understanding there for them, which I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I mean, I'm not going to talk about that, just but obviously you can imagine it's not a particularly nice thing to sort of have to be a part of. Obviously it's far worse for the families, but it's heartbreaking. That's all I'll say on that. We are now at the stage where we've got the rest of this week. It's Tuesday as I'm recording. We've got the rest of this week and then 2 more weeks, and then bridging starts. So this week isn't too bad. There's not really much going on. Next week, when we've got 2 weeks before the bridging starts to get a little bit busy. We've got Monday, I've got a meeting with the social worker, the potential adopter, and education to talk about how the child is progressing developmentally. Then we've also got, later on the same day, we've got a pre-bridging meeting. My social worker is going to come to the house and do that meeting, and everyone's involved in that meeting. Then the Tuesday, I've got a PEP meeting, which is a personal education plan meeting, which doesn't seem to make sense why we can't. Anyway, I'm not going to question. Then we've got a health, or I haven't got one, the child has got a health assessment on the Thursday. I think all children have to have, maybe it's just because they haven't had one in a long time, they have to have a health assessment within so many weeks or months before they're adopted, as far as I understand. And then the following Monday, so the Monday before bridging starts, the social worker is going to come round, the child social worker is going to come round with a welcome book, and I think like a little teddy or a doll or something that the adopters have made for the child, which includes pictures of the adopters, any pets, pictures of the home, maybe the bedroom, and it's for me to start talking to the child with before they actually meet them the following Monday. I'm talking very matter of fact about it, but I just opened my email of my social worker with the plan of bridging, and it starts to well up a little bit, because yeah, it's a lot for if people just get, if someone just took me, I always say this, if someone just took me or you from your home, your marriage, everyone you know, just picked you up all of a sudden and plonked you somewhere else with other people, what's going on inside your head? I don't know. But yeah, that's where we're up to right now, and then the bridging will begin the following Monday. The plan is, the email that I did just have, like I said, went through quite a detailed plan of timings each day. Like it starts on the Monday, and the plan is maybe like a 10-day bridging. It can be adapted. Obviously, if the child doesn't seem to be coping very well with it, we can extend it. I'm not sure about whether we can shorten it. I don't actually know on that, but you know, this child seems to be like, yeah, I'll just go. I don't feel like maybe you should shorten it, but I'm not sure. It is Friday now, and we start bridging on Monday. we've had a meeting. I think was it this week we had the meeting, or last, I think end of last week we had the meeting, where the bridging meeting, where the social worker outlines the plan of the bridging. So included that meeting is obviously the social worker, the family finder, myself, my social worker, the adopter, and we just go through what the social worker has sort of decided as the plan for the bridging, and obviously any issues that anyone has, we raise them in that meeting. I don't think there was anything, was there anything? There was a few sort of like just schedule little bits that were a problem in terms of timing, so we just adapted those slightly. But mostly it seemed like it was a, you know, a good plan. I think that they generally do just follow along the same kind of plan in the initially sort of, it's the first week or so, the first sort of 5 days maybe, in the foster carer's house, and the adopter comes to the foster carer's house, and then we start going over to the adopter's house in the following week, and just sort of like slowly build up, well, I say slowly, it's not that much time at all, but like build up the time that the adopter's in the foster carer's house, and then build up the time where, and then add in a bit of time where the adopter can take out the child on their own, and then again like build up the time at their house. When they first go over to the adopter's house, the child will only be there for maybe the morning and just have some lunch there, and then the following day, you know, they'll just build it up and build it up until eventually they will leave. So that starts on Monday. I'm imagining, well, it will be pretty full on, and so we'll see how much I get to update you throughout the bridging process, because yeah, it's definitely going to be a full-on experience. Day 3 done. It is just 7 o'clock. I've just put the kids down for the night, and I've just come upstairs to go to bed because I'm absolutely shattered today. Just completely not. I've just been sat there yawning for the last hour. So tired. I think that it's just, for me, I'm quite like an introverted person, and to have someone around constantly that you know you sort of like chatting to and talking to, and I need like time to myself to refuel, and I haven't really had that. I mean, realistically, I don't know. Anyway, whatever the reason is, I'm shattered. I'm shattered, and so I am going to bed. I didn't sleep very well last night either, to be honest, because they were coming for 7 o'clock this morning to get the child up out of bed. And so I'd said that, well, I'll come downstairs at like 7:15 or whatever, and I'll just unlock the door so you can just come in and, you know, make yourself a brew or whatever you want to do, and then just get the child up, just in case. I didn't want to be like I was not quite out of the shower yet or whatever. So I'd said that, but then I just kept waking up. I didn't sleep. I kept waking up like panicking that I'd slept. It's so stupid because I've never sleep past 7 o'clock ever, but anyway, I just kept waking up, so I didn't really sleep very well. So the combination, I think, of a bad night's sleep plus sort of the constant yeah, it's got me today a little bit. So I'm gonna get into bed. It's the morning of day 4, and I'm pretty tired still. I woke up in the middle of the night. I think I'm about to sleep for an hour and a half or so for whatever reason. But anyway, we did manage to have a little bit of a lie-in. Everyone slept until about 7:30 this morning. So that was really nice because we had no bridging stuff first thing this morning. So we just kind of didn't rush to get dressed or anything massively. That was nice, to be honest. Although we did have to get out of the house by like 9:15. And we'll get home after this about 11:30, and that is when that's when the adoptee is coming. They're due at mine at 11:30, and they're gonna have lunch, dinner, and stay to observe the bedtime routine for the child, and then like go home after the child's in bed, which sounds like a very long day. But the difference today, which will be nice, is that I think the child will be okay, that they're gonna like go out together a little bit. The weather isn't really very nice to go to the park or anything, but maybe they're planning like to go and do a bit of shopping or something. But whatever, they can go out for a little bit, and I don't need to go or be with them. I've got to be available to if needed, but I don't think it will be needed. today, but we will see. Well, I didn't get to update you as much as I would like during the bridging. To be honest, I think I mentioned it. It was so full on and just a very emotional experience for everyone involved. Like it really was. It kind of just took it out of me. It just drained me. It is placement day today. The child was placed with their new family this morning, and again, throughout all of this, it's just such crazy emotions, and I don't want to cry again. But yeah, I'm so pleased. That's the overwhelming feeling. I'm just so pleased for them. You know, both the family, everyone involved in it. Yeah, really pleased for them, and it was such a honour and a privilege to be a part of it. Oh, yeah, emotional. But yeah, that is bridging to adoption. We did it.